Who goes there? Are you truly who you claim to be? Prove it! Reveal your invitation to this meeting and read the script. Those who aren't meant to gaze upon its writings will not be able to see it. True, if only one person was meant to see it, then you wouldn't know to come here in the first place. Though a fraction of my powers have carried over, my strategic mind with which I wielded them has not. This is why I prefer not to use my abilities unless necessary. I suppose? Then you are the correct individual. Though that was merely a formality. Just by gazing upon you, I knew you were the right one. So, then, welcome, my beloved. I have called you here beneath the sakura in order to continue our tale. Forgive me, the endearment may sound odd in this world, but my old soul cannot bear to stop using it. It is the precious moniker I gave you all those centuries ago, after all. It was one of the few good things we were able to share. I'm sure you remember, so recounting our tale is pointless. But back when we lived in the other world, I was the fearsome demon lord who ravaged the land, stealing the energy from humanity and nature alike to sustain myself, my armies, and my demonic realm. As I was the demon lord, king of eternal devastation, none... Oh, yes, I was a man in our past lives. It was a bit odd dealing with my balls going from down there to up here, but for the demon lord, formerly his, now herself, it was a small obstacle to overcome. As I was saying, none would dare to face me. Except you, my beloved. The brave hero who would not allow their homes to be plundered any longer. Truth be told, I considered your resistance futile initially. The singular human daring to stand up against my might. My armies roared with laughter when the news arrived, and I saw no need to quell their noise. However, you proved to me that my smooth conquest had allowed me to grow arrogant. You pushed back my forces with alarming strength and determination, to the point I began to wonder if you were truly human, and not some being descended from above in response to the prayers of weaklings. Then, we finally met. You were indeed a human, spurred on by love of land and family to protect those around you. Once you told me that with a, frankly tad too dramatic monologue, we began to trade blows. When our hands touched as you parried my jab, that was the moment we both knew we were meant to be together. Sparks flew, and even when we continued to battle for the coming months, the thudding of our hearts continued to morph from the adrenaline of survival to the adrenaline of passion. Unfortunately, though we were eventually able to find a quiet moment to confess our love to one another, fate was cruel to us in that life. I had taken too much power from the human realm, too much for a being even like myself to handle. As I tried to settle into a peaceful life, my body craved for more fuel, and my powers lashed out. harming all those around me regardless of my intent. You were the hero, so you did what you had to do. I was able to restrain myself enough for you to land a finishing blow. As I began to pass in your arms, you promised me that we would be able to be together in the next life. And now, I have come to fulfill that promise. Underneath these sakura trees, the strongest source of your power in that other world, is where I have chosen to reconfess my feelings to you, and we can be wed and be happy finally. Yes, there were sakura trees in that world too. You'd be surprised how common they are across the multiverse. But now is not the time for that. Please do not tease me, my beloved. Though we are still young here, I have researched ways to marry in this world. As soon as you agree, our promise can be fulfilled, and we can go on to live the life we could only dream of before our reincarnation. I believe I'll be able to settle in the role of a homemaker easily enough. I've already purchased cookbooks and begun taking wife classes so that... You can't. My beloved, that's a bit far for teasing. Oh! Huh. Of course you would want to be loyal to your current girlfriend. Even if she isn't me, you still chose to take her into your arms. I loved that chivalrous nature of yours in our past life, so I will not fault you in this one for not wanting to discard her. But you don't have to worry about her anymore. I've already got rid of her. She's dead. I'm sorry. I know you don't like me hurting people. Unfortunately, even in this reincarnated form, I still have the urge to keep all rivals away from you. Such possessiveness is merely part of my demon lord nature. Once we're wed, though, I'm sure those feelings will subside enough that I'll merely send them to a hospital. Crazy. Why are you yelling so much? My beloved, it was so we could fulfill our promise. Not real? What? But... Ah! I see. So this is how fate intends to mess with us further. The gods who reincarnated us have taken your memories. No matter. I'm sure we'll be able to overcome this trivial setback. Love is the strongest force of all. You said as much when we made our promise. So, we only have to use love, and your memories will be back in no time. You aren't leaving, my beloved. I'm sure you now have family you love in this world. However, your memories will take longer to return if you stay apart from me. Stay near me, and soon you'll remember our promise. Soon we'll be wed and finally be forever bound to one another. You still wish to leave? I suppose it is good that some of my demon lord powers have carried on from that life to this one. I hate to use magic on you, my beloved, but for the sake of our promise, I must cast this spell. Please remember that this is the only reason I am doing this. I would never wish harm upon you otherwise. When you wake, we'll work on your memories, okay? And you can scold me all you wish. Once you are calling me your beloved as well. Again, just like you did in that life. Demonic heart. Endless slumber. Thank you so much for listening to my ASMR. If you enjoyed this roleplay, please leave a like and a comment. I have a whole channel full of Yandere ASMRs for you to listen whenever you wish. If you'd like to help my channel's growth, please consider donating via YouTube or Ko-fi. And to my members, Obsessive Boyfriend, Taku, and Matt Pam, thank you for your generous support. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Mwah!